Hey, it's Judah Falconero. Hope you all are doing well and having a happy new year, because it's the new year and that's amazing. A lot of new things coming up on the channel in time, but I hope you enjoyed episodes 2 and 3, and I'm going to discuss some things about that now. And yeah, just hang with me. Right now I'm wearing the great Wing Feather Saga shirt because, yes, as you would have thought, I'm a fan. So, yeah. So, let's discuss episode 2 first, and then we'll go on to talk about episode 3. Just first thing is, I don't want to spoil anything if you didn't watch episode 2 and 3. So, I'll just go over the basics and then talk about maybe some behind the scenes sort of, and we'll just have some fun. So yes, of course, hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, we're happy with what we did. And there's, of course, when we look at it and go back a lot of times, we're like, okay, I see some things that could have been better, but there's also things that you're like, I love how that looks. You're like, that's amazing. And then there's always some things that you're like, that could have been better, and some things you're like, that was amazing. So it all depends, but I think overall this is a great beginning to, I don't know, to start out this story. Though it's leading on, the story's getting a little bit in there, how I say that. But yes, so the beginning, the narration, stuff about that, yeah. So there was a big gap between when we premiered episode 1 and then when we got on to episode 2 and 3. So that big gap, like, hopefully you guys still remembered stuff about episode 1. So you're like, alright, I know where the story left off, I can jump back in here. And of course it's hard after after a few months of just live streams and updates and other stuff, of course. But yeah, it's hard. So hopefully you guys got into there, because it starts out with the narration, just like that morning, So it starts out right after when episode 1 ends. So hopefully you guys catched on to that. And then when it said 1 month later, of course, it was 1 month later, and stuff like that. Yeah, and then it showed Dorian's village, and then there was a new character, and yes, very good acting for her. I am glad it all worked out, all of that stuff. But yeah, it was cool to show Dorian's village, or at least a little snippet of what it would be. Showing a little bit of his village. And so yeah, that was cool. That was fun to do that. We filmed at Ryan's house, actor for Dorian. Same place we filmed parts of all of episode 1. Same place we filmed that. And then, of course, there's other parts filmed in my property. But yeah, different filming areas. So we're branching out here. We got a few different places to film, and yeah, so I don't want to spoil too much of the suspense in episode 2, but I hope you enjoyed the credits music. We got some suspenseful ones, because for some of the suspenseful ending episodes, we gotta add some music that makes you feel like I'm ready to watch the next episode. This is so good, yeah. So I really loved the first credits song that Ryan did. So I was like, you know what, Ryan, we should just keep that on every episode. Most series, they do that. They keep the same music. They don't like change and stuff like that. They keep the same music. And then he was like, hey, but maybe we could be different. We could we could change it up. We could do this for suspense. I was like, all right. After hearing, I was like, this is good. We should use this. So we put it on, and that's what we used for episode 2 and 3's credits. So that was the credits music. Very suspenseful, very good. I loved it. I don't know which one I like better. I don't know. They're both so good. But yes. Yeah, so that's about all for episode 2. Episode 3, of course, there was the flashback. I don't want to say too much about the flashback, but the flashback, very good. And yes, of course, the Dark Lord, he was such good acting in that flashback. But yeah, so this series, there's a few flashbacks so far in episode 1 and episode 2. Whether it's in a dream or in someone's story they're telling, it's going back to the past, but it has to do with the plot. So that's a big thing in this, and I hope you guys like that. And the dungeon scene, hope you guys love the dungeon scene. That was very interesting when the Dark Lord, and showing what happened after the Dorian left Gillian in the hands of the Dark Lord of the Woods, showing stuff that happened after that in the flashback. So it like resumes from episode 1's flashback story, and it resumes after some present day. So yeah, that was really fun. I loved the flashback. And yes, another Hifklanger, and in episode 3, sort of in the middle of something. It kind of just like ended, and you're like, wait, what? It ended? but yeah, so that was episode 2 and 3. Don't want to spoil much for those who haven't watched it, but very suspenseful. Things are getting in there. It's getting fun. It's getting really fun. So hope you guys enjoyed episode 2 and 3, and if you didn't watch it, watch it. If you didn't watch episode 1, of course, watch that. But yes, for those of you who did watch it, I am so glad you did. Hope you enjoyed it. And of course, there's some things that you're like, you should like do better for that, and that is definitely okay, because we see that too. We're like, we could have done that better. So, of course, we just move forward, and we learn from that. And I don't want to spoil too much, but things are, some of our things, it's going to get really, really intense, really good. It's going to be really cool. So, hope you are excited for episode 4 and beyond, and a little bit of a break, sort of, where we give you updates and all that fun stuff in between now and when we premiere episode 4 and beyond. But yep, hope you enjoyed episode 2 and 3, and have a wonderful new year and a wonderful day. I'll see you around. See ya.